Okay, some news this week about Kang and Jonathan Majors. Last week we heard that Loki Season 2 will reportedly clear up Jonathan Majors' MCU future as Kang. We know it's coming out now in October. Coming from comicbookmovie.com, Marvel Studios has a Kang the Conqueror problem. Jonathan Majors first played the villain in Loki, only to portray literally countless variants of the villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Not long after the movie's release, the actor found himself in the midst of an alleged case of domestic abuse. They'll see him up in court sometime this summer. Most of us have seen that news already. However, as a result, there's pressure on Marvel to recast Kang, though it looks like they're waiting to see how things go for Majors in court first. It's not a good look, but it appears a decision may finally have been made, and things will become clear once Loki Season 2 wraps up on Disney Plus later this year. According to scooper Alex from CC, there are no plans to ditch the ongoing multiverse storyline that's set to culminate with Avengers The Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars. However, Majors' MCU future will reportedly become clear by the time Loki ends, with the series pushed back to October 6th. That leaves enough time for reshoots, which can clear up the actor's future or lack thereof as Kang. Perhaps something will happen which results in the villain's appearance being changed. A simple recast would be easier, but Marvel Studios rarely heads down that route. Hopefully we'll have more details to share with you soon. Coming from Alex P. No, absolutely not. Marvel is far too deep in the multiverse lore to back out with Kang now. The multiverse saga will continue. As for Majors, everyone will have the answer they're waiting for by end of Loki Season 2. So they pushed Loki back, it seems. It was supposed to be this summer, I think, or spring. However, it got pushed back to October, possibly because they want to do reshoots and maybe give a bit more time to decide what to do with Jonathan Majors. He had a court appearance in 3 weeks ago that didn't seem to go in his favor, as they wanted the charges dismissed and that outright, and that didn't happen. We were talking on the live stream last night that maybe they can transition from Kang to the High Evolutionary. He was quite the good villain in Guardians Volume 3, and James Gunn confirmed on Twitter this week or last week that yes, High Evolutionary did make it out of Volume 3 alive, and he is imprisoned in Nowhere, or on Nowhere. So yeah, we might get a pivot from Marvel at the end of Loki Season 2. They could recast him. It's easy. Kang's one of the easier characters to recast. Kang is... So we also got a report along with this that Marvel Studios didn't always want to build the multi-phase around Kang. Also this week came out that, according to a Marvel Insider, Marvel Studios didn't always plan on making Kang the Conqueror of the Multiverse Saga's big bad, but it was Jonathan Majors who changed things. However, his MCU future remains uncertain. It's obvious that Kang is being lined up as the multiverse's big bad, though there are some questions about how that will work with Jonathan Majors' ongoing legal issues. Sure, we just talked about that. Another insider, well, she's not really an insider, she's an author, Joanna Robinson, who wrote MCU The Reign of Marvel Studios, which is a book that came out, I think, last year, 2 years ago. She was on The Ringer's The Big Picture podcast and said, I was told by someone who works for Marvel it was not the plan to make Kang the center of everything until they saw the dailies from Quantumania and after his performance in Loki. She goes on to explain, which was so strong, they were like, this is it, this is our way forward. We've lost our varsity hero team in the Avengers, but let's set up around this guy Kang and this performer that so many people are reacting to. So at the outset of the multi-phase, they maybe we're just going to use Kang as a one-off villain as Quantumania and Loki, and then we all know Jonathan Majors is a very good actor, and they saw his dailies and was like, we have to build our next phase around this guy for how good of an actor he is and how well he plays the characters. And now they've kind of tied that whole phase to Kang. Uh, while it won't be, I don't think it'll be that hard to pivot from Kang to High Evolutionary, given how good Chuck was, but it's a bit of a problem for them to tie their entire phase around not a well-known actor who's been vetted, I guess. I don't know. It seems Marvel likes to take, Florence Pugh was an indie actor darling when they cast her. She'd been in Midsummer. They take good actors or actresses who have done some, and directors too, of indie films or well-known art films, and they have the talent and skills to pull off a character, but they also haven't been in the spotlight for very, very long, so they might not have as much information as possible to make that decision. And it looks like that happened with Jonathan Majors. I guess we'll see in Loki season 2 what happens to him and the reshoots and the court case. And yeah, it's a tough spot for Marvel. I'm sure they probably never anticipated this could happen with any of their actors, as it hasn't happened before. Even Robert Downey Jr. had been clean and sober for I think almost 10 years before he got Iron Man, so they knew of his history already before they cast him. Yeah, tough spot for Marvel, but we'll find out in Loki season 2.